Watch the irony of how the vegan false prophet Kam Waters tells a lie while trying to convince Ray Hicks that eating meat is a sin.
One objection people will say, well, what about when the Israelites are in the desert and they're eating manna and then the quail come? Well, what's interesting about that story and why it's pertinent to the is it sin question is if you read the Numbers 11 account of that text, the story says that they're provided this manna of the earth, as far as we know, a plant-based food, but they get tired of it. And they say, man, I would even go back to my slavery just to go eat some of that fish again. And so Moses is like, oh my gosh, these people are they just want to go back to their meat. And he talks to God about it. And they wake up the next day and instead of manna, there's dead quail everywhere. And they all get a bunch of disease. I think 2/3 of the population dies.
Do you think that was more so about them desiring meat or just their heart posture?
Well, that's what I said. It's a hardness of heart. I think there's a lust of the flesh. We often think of it in terms of sexual deviation, but I think there's actual literally lust of flesh that's connected to a gluttonous needing to and desiring to eat one of God's creatures.
I would view it differently. I wouldn't say that the meat itself is the bad in that story. When I think of it, I go, okay, here's God providing for his people. And they're saying, hey, this isn't good enough. Give me something else.
Well, I'm not saying that the meat's bad. I'm saying killing, murder.
They didn't. It was provided for them. But I'm just saying that particular story. I know your emphasis on it. Like, hey, God was giving them bread, manna, whatever, plant-based food, and then they wanted meat, and then they suffered from that. I don't think it's so much that, hey, because they desired meat, they're going to be punished.
Well, yeah, I don't think that either. I don't think God's punishing them. I think it's, again, it's natural law. Meat comes with all kinds of parasites and all of the illnesses that we have, zoonotic diseases and everything, that swine flu, this, and you name it, whatever, it all comes from domesticated animals being confined together. So it's not the way. And I think when you break what the way was laid out in Genesis 1:29, there are natural consequences like the story describes. They got plagues and got sick and died. I don't think that's God's wrath. I think that God's like, hey, I respect free will, and here are the consequences if you want to follow that way.
I'm about to put the Bible on them. Let's read the part of Numbers 11 that Kam is talking about together. Verse 33, but while the meat was still between their teeth before it was chewed, the wrath of the Lord was aroused against the people, and the Lord struck the people with a very great plague. So as you can see, this has nothing to do with
meat comes with all kinds of parasites and all of the illnesses that we have, zoonotic diseases and everything that, swine flu, this, and you name it, whatever, it all comes from domesticated animals being confined together.
They didn't even swallow it. They didn't even chew it. And this was not...
I don't think that's God's wrath. I think that God's like, hey, I respect free will. Here are the consequences.
God intervened and said, you guys are not going to sit here and be ungrateful. I brought you guys out of Egypt. You guys just want to eat meat? Here's a plague for your ungratefulness. Please read the text, because this is the only way that you can protect yourself from false prophets like Kam Waters. Anyways, guys, stay tuned for more videos like this.